What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Omniheroes video. Alright guys, we have a big patch coming through in a couple days. On August the 30th, well, the 29th, I guess, really, depending on where your time zone is, we're going to get a pretty big maintenance coming up. We're looking at 3 hours worth, and some massive changes are going to be happening with this update. Okay, so first off, a brand new legendary hero is going to drop. Wheel of Destiny Catherine. She's going to be a mage class. The Valkyrie synergy is going to be Mystifier. So hopefully Mystifiers get a little bit more love right now, considering they're the lowest tier end game units. She's going to be a Royal and Celestial. You can see here. And then the Rune energy is going to be Striker. So real quick, if you guys want to see what she looks like, if you check out the Facebook page, let me quickly see if I can find that for you guys. You guys can see what she looks like. So if I go Catherine, Omniheroes, you guys can kind of get a glimpse at her character and what she's all about. So let me just go to the Facebook page, doing that right now. I'm going to bring the screen over here. You guys can kind of see what she's all about. Okay, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what you're going to be looking at. Now, we don't have a list of her skills yet, but I will show you that as soon as I can, whenever it pops. But here you go. So this is it right here. You guys can see everything. She looks pretty damn cool. She is going to be a legendary, obviously, like we mentioned. She's going to be a Mystifier unit, a Divine unit, as well as a caster. So once I get any more details on her, you guys will be the first to know. Okay, so that's one to show you that. Next up, we have a brand new game mode coming out called Abyss Crusade. I kind of went over this a little bit already, introducing the Abyss Crusade gameplay. During the designated Abyss Crusade period, players can take on various bosses and engage in thrilling showdowns. Get ready for some intense battles. I think we're all pretty ready for this new content, so I'm very excited to at least try this one out, because I love boss battles and working together with others to coming up for various different ways of doing the most amount of damage with the best synergies. In this game mode, though, keep in mind everyone will have a uniform level of 100. The things that are going to matter most are going to be your relics, your stars, so your dupes, and I believe perhaps your gear. I don't remember what the last one was, but there are 3 various things that will affect your difference between you and someone else doing the event. Okay, so very important to note that new features and storylines. The interactive storyline of Valkyrie Manor Elulur has been expanded to the 15 chapters, allowing you to grow even close to her. I kind of wish yeah, you know what, she's the original, so I'm okay with that. Hopefully they continue expanding those even further and introducing a new player for avatars. Players can now choose their own avatar in the setting. This avatar will be displayed in various scenes, such as in Arena, Palace of Penrose, and within the guild settings. All right. So a couple adjustments here that are going to be made due to the possibility of Naoi's passive skill, Tribal Fortitude, causing game crashes. We've made the following adjustments to the skill. So now her skill, Tribal Fortitude, after Naoi deals damage to the enemy, she has a 50% chance to follow up with 2 consecutive basic attacks on all enemies. This effect can be triggered once per action and a maximum of 4 times throughout battle. And then level 2, this becomes 4 consecutive basic attacks. And then Marlena also had her skills change. So you can see here level 1 and 2. Marlena charges up for a powerful strike and unleashes the Sacred Spear, dealing 300. And then at level 2 becomes 350. You can see the percentages go from 300 to 350, from 250 to 300. Physical damage to the lowest percentage of HP allies. And then her other skill here, Swift Assault. Marlena unleashes a continuous attack dealing 150%, 120 to 150. That's what it became. Physical damage to single backline. So what they did is they increased the multipliers on these. And then this, of course, became 4 consecutive attacks versus 2. So if you use these characters, you might see a pretty decent difference in their damage, and hopefully no more crashes on this one. Okay, other adjustments and optimizations. To make it easier for players to obtain the respective synergy heroes, they've actually decreased the cost of the summoning tickets from 700 diamonds to 500 diamonds, and they've also enhanced the range of items available for purchase from the Lost Merchant, introducing a wider range of choices. Furthermore, they've introduced extensive discount offers, allowing players to acquire more items for fewer diamonds when purchasing from the store. And that's a huge one, because a lot of people do purchase from that lost vendor. They've also improved the toggling feature. Now players can disable the special effect animations of the heroes, the ultimate skill starting from the first stage of each chapter. This allows you to quickly transition into battle modes. Now I know not everybody has VIPs, so for free-to-plays that's a pretty big deal and a good way to save some time. They've also refined the presentation of time-limited events the interface itself to make it clearer and easier to understand. And many players are currently confused about the war zones that they're in. After this version, they're actually going to show you the war zone that you're a part of and some information about it to give you a clear understanding. So great quality of life things. And then also, the chat channel is going to have some inappropriate chat content that's going to be removed and blocked. So if you have things that is offending you in the chat channel, guys, this is a perfect time to provide them and reach out to the team and let them know what that is. And you guys can see all these patch notes on the main Discord. I will put the Discord invite in the description, so you should join. There's a lot of good chats, a lot of good players, a lot of good information. So shout out to these guys for putting this together and allowing us to see. So I want to jump back into the game, guys, and really quickly talk about the Mystic Forge again and the relics that are associated in it. I want to show you guys what I got so far in terms of the relics, okay, and if they're actually worth it for you or not. So let's talk a little bit about these red relics and the difference between them and the regular epic relics and the regular rare relics, okay? So legendary relics, the biggest advantage to them is the massive power boost you're going to get when you get these, okay? So they are currently pay to win, just so you guys are aware, but you can see here at a 3-star level I got 442k. If you compare that to a 3-star level, let's say a 4-star level even, 334k, you're getting yourself a way bigger power boost. Let's find a 3-star. There you go. 279, right? 279 versus 442. So the stats on these are pretty damn impressive. Now the skills are also kind of cool because not only do you get a shorter skill energy cost, because you can see here anything that's not like look at that 100 100 like pretty much across the board everything's 100 for that, right? The skill cost here for this sword, for example, Leviathan, is the same skill cost as running a rare. So one of the purple. So this can definitely take its place as the #1 DPS tool you can have. You can see here the passives work really well too, applying additional silences for other targets, 50% chance to do so after it gains 30 relics. And then here you can also increase the number of random targets attacked by Leviathan. Currently it's set to 1, so this is more of a boss damage, but you can actually have 2 more targets attacked by it. So the relics themselves are actually pretty crazy. The problem with these relics, though, of course, there's 2 major issues. Number one, the fact that they're extremely costly. So they're very pay to win. And they're, to be quite honest with you, they're not 100% required. You can run epics at a really high rate and still do really well with those. And some of these just don't work that well. Like, for example, the Famines of Soul here, like it does attack the opponent. Sorry, this one actually restores HP to 2 allies with lowest HP and also increases defense boost. And then this one here, when Famine Scale is cast, it purifies the healed allies of their debuff. So some of these things are just more like survival ones. So I don't even run this one at all. I just run this with my Excalibur and then with my horn, right? The War Song. So realistically, just make sure if you plan to purchase these, that 2 things you're taking into account. Number one, what the purpose is of these red ones, because they're very costly. And number 2, make sure that you're actually pulling the one that's going to favor your faction the most. Because if you don't, and you're just picking a random one because of the way it looks or because of a skill, you're not going to get the synergy bonus off of these. So I'm going to say this now. I don't think these are a mandatory thing to be good in this game. You can run your epics and you can run your rares and do just as well. As a matter of fact, in a lot of the Grace Room places with bosses, I actually run my rares and my epics and I do better because of the effects that they offer and the synergy bonuses plus the stats with the multiple stars, right? So I know this is a pay to win account, so you guys can't compare as free to play clearly, but what I'm saying is as a free to play, you're not really going to lose too much, especially at least if you're running ethereals. These 2 aren't the greatest. Now I will say the Mystifier one and the Avenger one is really good. The bow especially for bosses, it's very similar to Leviathan as a matter of fact, which does a lot of damage to a single unit. But there are some red ones that are going to obviously wipe the floor with the rest, but again, not a necessity. And I just want to bring this up because a lot of people were very angry at the event, and that is pay to win. And I'll let the devs know obviously when I talk to the next time about making this a little more friendly to get. You guys can obviously get the shards from here, keep that in mind, so don't stress too much about it. Over time these items will be available to you as well if you're free to play. Just remember how this works. It's a business, right? Most whales will get advantage for paying and keeping the game alive for everybody. So this is good for me because I get to test these things and give you guys feedback. And I'll probably do a showcase on these relics as well too. Some of the mythic ones, the legendary ones. So you guys can get a feel on whether it's worth pulling for you or not. All right, guys, this is Payne. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.